Hello and welcome to the Happy Tans podcast. On today's episode, we have Tina Mancuso from Las Vegas, Nevada. How are you doing today, Tina?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak with us and share your story.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thanks for having me. Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So I want to open up the floor for those that don't know you. Give us the, 1 to 2 minute spiel on who Tina is, your business and everything else.
Slow down. Hi, everyone. I'm Tina Mancuso. I am based in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm the owner of A Spray of Sunshine. I've been in business since May of 2016, and basically I'm here. I'm doing things, still tanning every day, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, awesome. So 2016, you started in Las Vegas. You've been there for a while. Okay. And you mobile location, physical location. How did that go?
So I started off mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story, actually, when I first started, it was supposed to be just something fun on the side. I was a full-time college student at the time, so it was supposed to be just a fun way to make some extra money for tuition, books,
Mm-hmm.
fees, just something fun.
Yeah.
Turned into something way crazier, and I'm so thankful for it, but totally unexpected. So I
Yeah.
started off mobile. I did mobile until about July of 2017, so a little over a year. And then I ended up renting at similar to what a solo salon would be. I know that's kind of throughout the country, so that's
Yeah.
the best way to explain it. But I rented at like a solo salon. And I was there up until 2 months ago, and now I'm in my own little spot.
That is awesome. Congrats on that move.
So much.
I know we spoke, I think it was maybe it was 2 months ago. I feel like maybe you had just moved in there or
It was
something.
literally when I first just moved in, because I remember having pictures everywhere, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a disaster right now.
Well, that's awesome. That's like building a business, one step at a
Yeah, it's
time.
been really fun.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story. So it's been about 3 years since you started your business. You've
Mhm.
had some wonderful success, but we like to touch on the ups and downs because there's highs and lows in
Totally.
anybody's business. Anybody that tells you otherwise is not telling you the truth. So let's start on the low side. And so what's been like the hardest or most challenging moment so far?
For sure, being one of the worst moments I've had is feeling self-doubt, like not feeling like I'm good enough. And I
Hmm.
think we can all kind of relate to that, because at some point, I think we all kind of hit that point. I think paid too much attention to other businesses, other people, what they were doing,
Yeah.
kind of lost focus of what I was offering and kind of like my mojo.
Yeah.
I ended up having to just kind of take a step back, regroup myself. I ended up taking another certification course because I felt like I was really like having some trouble areas.
Hmm.
So I just kind of focused on that. Looking back on it now, I'm glad I didn't totally just throw in the towel and
Yeah.
give up on it. My best advice would be not to react out of emotion, for sure,
Yes.
because I know sometimes I could do that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just get through it, overcome it, and see what your issue is, fix it, and grow from it.
Yeah, grow from it for sure. I think sometimes it helps to like take a problem and actually physically write it down on a piece of paper. And then when you look at it, you're like, it's not really that big of a deal.
Because then I end up losing that piece of paper. I write it down, I'm like, where did I put that?
You can write it again. It's okay. But I mean, the point is like, get it out of you. It's usually like, and then when you see it like as an abstract thing, you're like, oh, it's not that like, oh, I'm having an issue with this or that. And I think everybody that's been in business for any amount of time can look back at times that they've considered throwing in the towel. I think the Happy Tans podcast actually started in about 2016 too. And there's been so many times where it was like, when you just start, you're like, oh, cool, like 10 people listen to an episode. That's not, is this worth it? And then you get that one email, somebody's like, this is great. Thank you so much. It's changed my life, whatever. You're like, okay. So anyway, but you always have these times. So that's self-doubt is real. But I think that, like you said, if you have to take another certification, if you just need to talk to somebody, if you just need to, have a community around you that supports you and uplifts you, it's not uncommon to have that, kind of
Yeah.
downtime like that. So on the flip side of that, what has been the best moment so far?
Oh my gosh, I've had so many amazing moments.
Yeah.
But Definitely. So my first year in business, I won Best of Las Vegas.
Wow.
And that was incredible. Super humbling because it was my first year in business.
Yeah.
Going up against a lot of, bigger, more established businesses, corporations.
Mm.
So that was just incredibly humbling. I ended up winning last year, and I'm hoping to get that three-peat this year.
Wow.
But that's definitely been the best. It's been a huge a really good way to advertise, because even if people don't know what exactly the Best of Las Vegas is for, they just see Best of Las Vegas and they're like, cool.
Yeah, makes sense. She has to be good. It's the best of
Yeah,
Las
they're
Vegas.
like, I don't know what I'm even going to, but Best of Las Vegas, I must be
That's
getting.
funny. That's awesome. How did you go? I know some of those work, they're just like voting things, right? Was it like
There was a
that?
lot of voting. And of course, I was just trying to like push my name out there. So every client that I had sprayed up until that point, I'm like, email blast, like not like overwhelmingly, but
Yeah.
to like stay on top of it. I'm like, email blast, don't forget to vote. And of course I was telling my family, don't forget to vote. Like
Yeah.
my friends, it was just really a lot of work on my end for something that wasn't even like guaranteed, but
Sure. But it's worth it. Yeah. And those things are great. I mean, you get, everybody's going to do the same thing. So you can get family and friends to vote, but you get a lot of real recommendations, and that stands out in your business. It's one of those portfolio items, something to print out, put on the wall, to put on your website, social media. So that's really cool. 3 years in a row would be outstanding.
I am just enjoying it.
Yeah, for sure. So was that like all tanning or mobile tanning, or do they differentiate or no?
It's just under a category of tanning.
Wow. So even like UV salons.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was up against some pretty big names, which was really humbling, and but
yeah, there's got to be a lot of competition there in Vegas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm pretty much friends with, I feel like, everyone like in my little area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you near like the strip? I don't know that much about Vegas other than that part. So
I'm about like a 10 to 15 minute ride from the strip, but it's all freeway. So you can like get on right at your hotel, get off, and go up a street, and you are right here.
Yeah, so you get a lot of people then that are just there for parties and
a lot of that. Lots of mobile calls on the strip.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's got to be a pain. There's so much. It takes so long to get in between each hotel. That's got to be a.
Let me know exactly what time you need me there, because I need to know exactly what time. It's like to Disney.
Yeah, for sure. I bet you get some crazy calls too for people after they've been at all the clubs. Yeah. Do you remember how you got your first paying customer?
I do, actually. So I had my kit for about a month, and I was practicing only on friends and family at that point. I was still just too nervous to, kind of branch out and try it on any paying customers.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to make sure that I had my technique down. But of course, like when you're just getting started, you don't really know when it's like the right time. You're like, oh, that came out really good. But then the next time you're like, I feel like I could do better. So I wasn't really sure. One of my coworkers at the time actually referred one of their friends to me to get sprayed. At the time I was mobile. So I went to her house, set up, sprayed her. That was the longest spray tan I've probably ever done in my entire life. I kid you not, the whole entire tan like must have taken me like a half hour to do.
Wow.
Like, it took me forever because I was just sitting there and like, just really taking forever. She ended up loving it, and she's like, I love how detailed you were, and she's like, normally people just come in and they're in and out, and I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, that's probably how it's supposed to be. She ended up becoming one of my clients forever until she moved out of state, and come to find out at the very like near end of that appointment, she's actually a news anchor for one of the news channels out here. Wow. So I was like freaking out. I'm like, I just messed up a news anchor's tan. This is crazy. But she ended up loving it. So it was good.
That's awesome. Oh, the fun stories looking back. As you laugh at yourself.
I know. Watch her watch this like interview too, because I'm gonna post it somewhere. Not me.
That's funny. So as your business has changed and grown over the past 3 years, obviously you go from mobile, just kind of a side gig, to legitimate, like, oh, this is a business, this is going to support me. And now you have, you go from renting a space to like a bigger space in your own space. How's that changed for you? What do you do differently? Do you like have more systems in your business now? All that, any kind of fun, nerdy business stuff you want to share?
Well, time management for me has changed drastically
Yeah.
because before I would just do everything on a whim and I would pack my day super full. Now I'm very like detail oriented. I feel like I have to be. I write everything down. I have calendars in my phones. It's just a different thing. I kind of feel like my memory is also like a little, foggy sometimes if I don't do that. But honestly, every week's a new adventure. Like right when I feel like I have everything figured out, something else comes my way.
Sure.
So, when I first started, I was keeping up with schoolwork, my business, everyday life with family, relationship, other commitments, the whole 9 yards. So I feel like at that point, I felt like I had it handled. But then as I got busier or in times where it was slower, then I had to change things, based on that. I constantly rearranged my schedule. And at one point I was making my life pretty much fit into my business, which is what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You want your business to fit into your life. So I knew I had to change that. And then just basically like staying current with local trends, pricing, events, knowing like what's going on in your area, how to promote, just all like those little things. It really helps.
Yeah, there's a lot to keep up with, and the foggy brain is definitely comes from owning your own business, because I can relate.
Wait, what did I do? When did I do that?
Why did I get on the computer? What did I need to do?
Yeah. Why am I in this room now?
Yeah. I like what you said too about the work-life, thing, and people say work-life balance. Now people say work-life integration, because it should be one and of the same. So it's kind of, it's good to hear that, because a lot of people are, and depending on your goals, but hustle. They forget about other commitments, family, friends, other loved ones.
No, in all honesty, I'm sure there's times where I've neglected other things or, not been able to give my full effort to other things, but you notice that, and just fix it.
Make the adjustments. Yeah, for sure. So any other tips? Are you like, some people struggle with different aspects of their business, whether it be like financially, like keeping track of everything, or scheduling, or marketing. Are there other things that you either are struggling with or that you can give advice on?
I want to say advice wise, use a spreadsheet, get everything organized, break everything down, know exactly what everything is costing you. It's going to save you in the long run. It's going to help you. Get a good booking system. There's some out there that are free. There's others out there that cost, but it's worth what you're paying because it really helps you get organized.
Yeah.
Just find what works for you, and it's gonna help you in the long run.
I still go back to the old spreadsheets sometimes. They're helpful to just see.
I still use it. Yeah. I have to tell, even though I have I use Square for everything. I have it linked for everything. But I still have my Excel spreadsheet down for like sticky feet, shower caps.
Yeah.
I even have the rent broken down by like cost. This way I know exactly what I'm paying.
Wow. That's awesome. That's good to have that detail. And if you've never done that exercise, literally go out and list everything and say, this is what it costs. This is how much it is. And it's even to give you some kind of visual understanding, say, okay, then you can figure out like what's break even, and then, profit, revenue, all that fun stuff. So, you use Square, booking, everything?
Yeah, I use Square, Square appointments, like for my thing, Square Reader for, like my payments. I use Square Marketing to blast out for all my emails. It's just organized. Plus it allows me to send out the confirmation emails, text, all that stuff to my clients. So just keep everything orderly.
Yeah.
So it's easy.
Yeah. That is, a lot of people are going the Square route. Vagaro is popular, but Square has the POS, the payment integration, all that stuff. So.
I saw like Vagaro, Style Seat, and a couple of others, and they looked great too. But at that point, I'm like, I just figured out how to use Square. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Plus, they've added they didn't have the appointment thing for a while. Now they do. They have all kinds of.
Yeah, I think that was what filled me in.
Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff, so it's kind of hard to go against that. But cool, very cool. So if you had to pinpoint one thing that you've done very well throughout the last 3 years to grow your business, what would you say that is?
Okay, so don't think I'm crazy, but honestly, free tans.
Okay.
And some people are going to argue with me on that.
I like that answer. I've never had that one, so thank you.
No, but hear me out on it. Okay, so I've always believed in marketing, advertising. However, I would rather directly advertise by giving sprays and showing my work to like local influencers, cheerleaders, those who are influential and have a large following, because those are the ones who people listen to. And if they post, oh my God, I love this tan, they're gonna come see me. You know, I've advertised through Yelp, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, I've done it. I even advertised through my local zip code magazine. I paid $400 and didn't even get a single phone call.
Wow.
So by giving the free tans, like, yeah, it's costing me like per tan, but it's grown my followers on social media. It's given me connections in other ways. It's sent me so many new loyal clients that are actually on membership. So you know how I feel about membership. Yeah. Love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that I would recommend. People love free stuff. And honestly, from a spray tan perspective, use it as an opportunity to try out a new product. Ask for reviews in exchange for the free tan. I mean, I don't know if you could do that, but you know, it's kind of a fine line there. But just like, if you like it, check me out on Yelp.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I was gonna say that's basically it. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah, I like the free tan. I think I still recommend that to people, especially starting out. You have to get your name out there. You need to go connect with the right people, finding those people, whether it be people that kind of have like a big social circle or influencers. Like you can find them on Instagram or wherever, Facebook, doesn't matter. It's not like rocket science. You can go look for the hashtag for Las Vegas or whatever it is, right? I mean, you can find these people. There's probably even websites that now can pull that data through as well. So finding those people and getting in with them is great. The free tans, like you said, you get to show off your work. What's better than that? Plus, once they get it, they're going to probably come back to you as a regular client.
And I get some good pictures because they're tagging me on Instagram.
Very true. Yeah.
So win-win.
Very true. Very true. Good way to test out other products. You know, that's a good point there. But ultimately just getting your name out there, if you're with these high level influencers or whoever, maybe they're a news anchor, you never know, right? There's
hopefully nobody has to deal with that on their first tan. I was like having a straight up panic attack.
Oh, I bet.
You're right.
I think everyone's first tan is a panic attack, no matter what it is.
Very true. Very true.
You're like you said, slow motion.
I'm getting everything covered. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's either that or they do it and there's this slight bead in the run of the solution. They're like, oh no, get in the shower, start over. Oh, that's funny. Well, I like the free tans. Honestly, never had anybody say that. Most people go customer service, which makes sense because customer service and yours is probably, outstanding as well. That builds a business, taking care of your clients. But, I think that doing the free tans is a great way to get your name out there, especially starting out. There's so many opportunities. Got to be in Vegas. Obviously, there has to be so many opportunities to tan people. No doubt about that. So let's get into a couple more technical spray tan questions, I guess. What type of equipment and solution do you use?
So I use a couple of different machines. I have two different machines for mobile. I have the Norvell M1000 and the Apollo T100 Mini Mist. I've been pretty loyal to Apollo since the beginning. They've never given me a reason to change. In the studio, I have the Apollo Whisper Mist. It's a powerhouse. I love
that. The big box one. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and I'm like able to, put my gun in there when I'm not using it. I have all my like pre-tan stuff on top. It's just doubles as a table, so it's nice.
That's awesome. Is the Norvell M1000 like the same as the T100?
It's pretty much not the same.
Okay.
Same. I think they just have different names on there, but I mean, you would know, right? Because it's like the same exact machine, but I think it's just a little sticker that says.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't because Norvell has different names, so I'm pretty sure it's the same one. And the Whisper Mist, do you have the white panels on it?
Yes, I have the white, and then it's like the bronzy top.
Yeah. Did you know that you could change the panels to black? You can't. I mean, when you order it, you can.
I'm like, no, I did
I
not get.
remember, well, I was working at Jolie and we were ordering one for the office or something, and they're like, "Yeah, you can get any color panels you want." We're like, "Why didn't you tell us that before?" So they're
I
like, "Oh,
know. I'm like wiping it down every day, like scrubbing it. I'm like,
yes." So we had the black ones. That one's awesome though. It's a nice box. It's got a cool place
I
to
love
sit
it.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
If,
knock on wood. Haven't had any issues with it.
yeah, Apollo's. I mean, they're the best. So that's awesome. And Solution.
Solution. So I actually carry. Again, you're gonna think I'm crazy. I carry
No.
about 10 different brands in the studio. This is actually one of the things that I also feel like has helped my business.
Yeah.
It's allowed me to stick out from others, and I feel like when clients call, every now and then I get a call and someone's like, "Do you carry this brand? I'm coming in from this state." I'm like, "Yes, I do."
In fact, I do.
Actually, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, so I stress to clients that spray tans are not one color fits all.
Mm-hmm.
I know some places, typically the places that don't offer just spray tanning will carry a brand that's universal for all skin
Yeah.
tones and light, medium, dark. I try to stay away from that because I personally don't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
I started sampling a ton of different solutions, and maybe that was where I went wrong because I ended up finding something that I loved from each of them. So I ended up with all these different brands, and sometimes it's a bit much because I'm like constantly having to stock different solutions and order. But my clients love it because every time they come in, they could try something new. We always have fun. They're like, "Oh, Tina, what do you have in this time?"
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. Just a lot, just basically everything.
Any main brand you use it basically.
Yeah, I really love Perfect Glow.
Yep.
I was exclusive with Jolie forever. Out in Vegas though, like I felt like their Lux line was a little drying for my climate.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of other people love it. I actually really love the color, but I like their regular line. I love Perfect Glow. Let's see who else. And then I just carry like a little bit here and there from like other brands.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think, like you said, I like what the point that you made, because I think the most famous question or the most popular question in every Facebook spray tan forum is, what is the best solution? Which is the worst question in the world, because
it's all preference.
Yeah.
I've tried some that people swear by, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again,
Preference, climate, the way you spray, the types of clients you have. There's so many factors that go into play. It's like, that's why, and you're not alone with carrying 10 brands. A lot of the experienced technicians mix multiple brands together for each client because they know that a dash of this and a dash of that's going to work. So
I also I love Aviva unfiltered. I really want to try Color Me Bronze. I've heard some great things.
Yeah.
So I just kind of dip my hands in all kinds of honey pots over here.
Jimmy's product?
I love Jimmy's product. Oh my gosh, how could I forget about Jimmy's product?
The name right there?
I know. Oh my gosh.
Jimmy, well, it's still new. No, it's still new.
I'm sorry.
It's still new.
No, I have a whole bin. I have his stuff right here too. My clients love it, and they love the smell. They can do that after, and they don't smell like they're like a fragrance disaster.
Yeah.
Like they just like spritz some perfume on.
Yeah. Well, they're all so different, like you said. They're all different and similar in ways. So it's like funny you kind of figure out what works for you, and carry all the different brands, like you said. So that tends to happen to any experienced technician. Yeah. So certifications, you mentioned that you went back and took another certification. Obviously, that means you probably took something in the beginning, maybe.
I did. Yeah, I actually got my certification through Jolie.
Oh, awesome.
Like the NSTPA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I bought my kit through Jolie.
Yeah.
And that was when I first started. I ended up taking my certification course, my second course through Perfect Glow.
Okay.
And I loved it. Melissa, Susan, they're super hands-on. They answer every question. They're amazing.
Yeah. So those are the only ones you've taken so far?
Those are the only ones. I'm actually taking a master's class coming up in January for contouring.
Cool.
And I wanna take another. Well, not another one, but I want to take one specifically for competition tans.
Yeah.
I haven't really dove too much into those. They kind of scare me on like another level.
Yeah.
I know that as a competitor, you get judged on everything, and I would hate to be the reason that someone loses points.
Sure.
I always say, like, that is the one thing that, you need to be super.
Comes back to Tina back in 2016, self-doubt.
Right. I know. 2016 Tina is still sometimes.
She's still up there.
I know. Yeah, but I just want to make sure that I'm like doing it all right before I.
Yeah, of course, of course. This might be an off the cuff question, but since I have the Sunless Evo thing here, you're part of Sunless Evo. I'd love to let's have a candid. You
Yeah.
know, how's it been for you? Anything you want to share?
Amazing. Okay, honestly, business changing, life changing. I love
Oh
it.
wow.
It's just been great. I've been able to work with you, been able to work with Jimmy, been able to meet Jimmy. Like, let's talk about that one for a minute. Been able to tan Jimmy. Like, are you kidding me? It's been great, but also just the community in itself. Everybody's just helpful. They genuinely like each other. Like,
Yeah.
we answer each other's questions. We just build each other up. And I mean, what more could you want? Especially because we're all in this together. But I know sometimes people don't do like the whole collaboration thing. They do more of the competition thing. So it's kind of nice that we can open the floor and just build each other up.
Yeah, I love that. And this was obviously not to promote it. I always like to hear, figure why not do it here. Candid response. People, it's going to resonate with some people it's not. But if you're serious about building your business, a legitimate business, like you said, the memberships thing, did you get that through Sunless Evo, through Jessica's webinar? Or did you start it before? Doing memberships.
Oh, no, so I started it like end of last year.
Okay.
And I just didn't really push it. I kind of had it where people would buy the memberships.
Yeah.
And 4 months later, come back and be like, oh, I still have one left.
Yeah. Okay.
There's packages, and then earlier this year, I'm like, no, if you're doing memberships, it's a membership.
Like, like a gym.
This month.
Yeah. That's awesome. I was curious because obviously Jessica Crease did the membership webinar we had in Sunless Evo, and that changes it changed her business.
I love this. I was on there like typing questions away. I'm like, tell me, how did you do this?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, memberships are changing your business. I'm sure it helps when you have a physical location.
Totally. And clients feel like they're getting a deal. It gives me the comfort of mind of knowing that I'm going to see this person every 2 weeks, every week, whatever. It just makes everything a little bit more smooth sailing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're at sunlessevo.com, you can check it out. It's awesome community. Like you said, it's great to have so many uplifting people that, collaborate together. Something you mentioned earlier about when you kind of got distracted when you started and you were kind of looking at all these what other people were doing. It's so easy to do that, to compare yourself. Kind of a social media thing, social media kind of does that to us because it's just people's highlight reels. So it's easy to do that. But if you kind of come around a group of people that are actually uplifting and really there to support you, and any question you plug in there, somebody's going to have been there, so they'll just share that knowledge with you. So it's great to have.
Yeah, I was looking at people's social media. I'm like, nobody's posting when anything goes wrong.
What's wrong here, guys?
What's happening?
What a perfect life they live. Well, Tina, before I ask the last question, I just want to thank you. It's been a pleasure to chat with you. We've chatted before in the past, obviously through Sunless Evo, but on here, it's great to share your story. Thanks for doing the video so we can put it on YouTube, reach more people, share more stories.
This has been great.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. And the last question is, if you could write a letter to yourself when you were just starting out back in 2016, what would you say?
Oh boy. If I had to write a letter to myself, I would just tell myself, take a deep breath, be patient, enjoy the ride. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's just a big fun adventure. You never know what you're going to get into. Yes, it's a business, and in that aspect, it needs to be taken seriously. But honestly, it's such a fun industry to be in, and just so much fun around you that just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. I love that. It's good to kind of reflect back. A lot of people, when you own your own business, obviously it can be very stressful. So if you look at it as more of a fun thing, and the interactions you get to have with your clients are special moments for you and for them. So it's really cool to.
I've had clients with me since the very beginning, and they are like family now.
Yeah.
I mean, these people, they know my mom, they know my boyfriend, they know my husband. They're like, how's so-and-so? I'm like, yes, how is so-and-so? I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's something you learn if people that are starting out or you've been in business, you have those clients that are now friends, and people end up being in people's weddings and all kinds of stuff. You never know what's going to happen. So Awesome.
Really special.
It is very special for sure. If anybody has questions for you, Tina, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Oh, they can reach out to me probably, I mean, over Instagram would be the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
Just DM me on, Spray of Sunshine LV.
Yep, right there behind you on the.
I'm like a Spray of Sunshine LV. Yeah, honestly, my number is on my website. It's on my Instagram. I'm an open book. Call and text,
Awesome.
do whatever you need. I'm here.
Awesome. That's great. And that attitude and, that you share is one of the reasons why your business has grown so much. So congratulations to you on everything so far. There's so much more to come.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's been awesome. Thanks for sharing your story. We're excited to continue to follow you, and
I'm excited.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks, Grant.
Thank you. Bye-bye.